Namaste, everyone, and welcome to Flow and Restore Yoga. First part Vinyasa Flow, second part Yin and Restorative, and then we end with 10 minutes of guided meditation. So grab a couple of blocks, a strap, a bolster, and a blanket, and find a comfortable way for you to sit so that you can feel upright, grounded evenly through left and right sides of the pelvis. And just take a moment to settle in to your practice. Make a conscious transition from whatever you were doing just before, whatever you were thinking about, to committing to this next hour and 10 minutes to be present with yourself, mind, body, breath. Start to check in with the body. Maybe rest a hand at your heart center and a hand at your lower belly. As you notice the way you're feeling physically, begin to notice the breath just as it is, the sensations of the breath. Letting you know how you're feeling energetically. And then bring your awareness to your mind and observe any patterns of thoughts that have been influencing the way you're feeling right now emotionally. Acknowledging any emotions present. And then begin to deepen the breath, slowing it down in through the nose, out through the lips. Little by little, lengthening the breath a little bit more. I want to share a little more about samadhi, which is the 8th limb of yoga, as we've been talking about the various limbs moving from the outside world focus to internal world and meditation. And I love the way that Nishala Joy Devi explains that when beginning a meditation practice, the first step is to choose an object conducive to meditation that's uplifting and touches our hearts. I often ask you to bring your awareness to the breath. At the outset, we are well advised to place our full awareness on that chosen object. But due to the lack of focus in the initial stages of practice, often the essence of the sacred object retreats, leaving only the mundane aspect in its place. This further encourages an already active mind to dwell in the ordinary rather than set the sights on diving deep to the extraordinary. As we become accustomed to traveling to these refined states of awareness in meditation, we must have both the insight and courage to move to the next stage in our quest. It is in this crucial time when even the most sacred meditation technique needs to be abandoned. These practices serve as vehicles, allowing us to traverse the seemingly endless bridge between individual and divine consciousness. Once we enter these exalted states, nothing can be brought with us. For many devoted students of meditation, this is a difficult task. We become attached to our prayers, mantras, scriptures, etc. But it is necessary to let go of it all to venture to the wordless, objectless state of samadhi. It's very interesting, and I love how she points that out, because we have so many different approaches to meditation, techniques to help us to focus, but it's important to remember that these are techniques. They are not the meditation itself. They're kind of like training wheels or props that we use in physical postures. And ultimately, we want to get into that state of being, letting go of having to focus on the breath or using the mantra, while they help bring us into that deeper state of sustained concentration. Once we're there, then we go into that so-called nothingness and everythingness of samadhi. So let's prepare the body, open it up, feel a sense of strength and stability, prepare our energies through the pranayama practices, and then sit in meditation using these techniques in hopes of eventually beginning to let go of the training wheels. So let's begin the practice. Take a moment today to reflect on anything that you set as your intention for 2023. We're already on the 4th month of the year. Was there anything at the beginning of the year that you said that you would like to be your theme for 2023? Or if not, what is a theme you'd like to establish today? What is a quality or a feeling tone that your heart may be longing for today? For example, maybe you've been working on not being so rigid or structured and inviting a sense of playfulness. So maybe the quality is playfulness or surrender. Or maybe the opposite. Maybe you've been really playful and you're wanting to be more focused and feel a sense of efficiency. Maybe your word is efficiency. So narrow it down if you can to one word or phrase, something that feels uplifting and inspiring to you right now. And as you might bring your hands together at your heart, I invite you to create a personal affirmation in the present tense, a mantra for yourself out of that word. And you might begin it with the phrase, I am, fill in the blank. And as you repeat that mentally a few times, continuing to deepen the breath, let the meaning of the words, the feeling of the words, the bhavanam, begin to permeate into your physical state of being and how you're posturing your body, your energetic state of being, how you're carrying yourself, and even into the breath. And as we move through the physical practice, I often say that the physical yoga for me is like a playground in which we can try on new outfits of qualities that we really want to highlight about ourselves. So if it's courage, how might you bring courage into the way you practice your physical postures? Whatever your word is. And with that, call to mind somebody you'd like to dedicate today's practice to. And let's open the practice chanting Om 3 times. Inhale deeply. Bowing in. Remember to use your discernment as you're choosing the variations of postures and movements so that they are aligned with your intention and what's true for you in your body. Start to deepen the breath with the lips closed, softly narrow the back of the throat, and invite a very gentle whispering sound as you balance inhale and exhale through the nose, beginning to regulate the breath through Ujjayi Pranayama, victorious breathing. Let the sound serve as an anchor to steady your mind, your focus. And as you keep that slow rhythm going, please make your way into downward facing dog. Setting your hands and knees on the ground and spreading the fingers flat and lifting your hips high and back. Spend a few breaths moving around as you may need to in Adho Mukha Svanasana. You might be pedaling your feet in place, swiveling the hips left and right. Maybe help to relax your neck by gently shaking and nodding your head a few times. Feel free to bend your knees as much as it allows you to lift your hips up and back so you can feel the fullest length of your spine. And then open up space across your shoulders by keeping the hands still while you rotate your triceps or outer upper arms towards the ground. And then lift the shoulder blades away from the neck onto your back ribs as you drop your head freely, steadying your gaze now on one spot as you still the body. Tuning into 3 more breaths here. Keep rotating the triceps down and lifting the shoulder blades onto the back ribs. Then activate your belly. Draw the navel in and inhale, glide forward into plank pose, top of a push-up. Let's stay a few breaths. You can decide to place your knees on the ground right under your hips if you want more support. But if you stack, as you stack your shoulders over your wrists, if your legs are straight, press your inner heels back so firmly that you feel the front muscles of your thighs, your quadriceps engaged. Lift the sides of the belly. Keep rotating the triceps towards the back wall, and then lengthen the back of your neck as well as the front. Looking on the ground just in front of your thumbs. Deep inhale here. As you exhale, lift through the belly, contracting. Draw the tailbone high and press the hips back. Downward facing dog. Begin to walk your hands back towards your feet, forward fold at the rear of your mat. And then bend your knees, reach the hands behind you to clasp or grab a strap to hold between them. Tilting your weight far forward, breathe in and draw your chest towards the front wall. Roll the shoulders back. Exhale, straighten your right leg. As you bend the left knee, lean to the outside of your right leg and then just drop the neck. How's the breath? Arms reaching forward, shoulders rising away from the neck. Switch the interlacing of your thumb and index fingers, and then bend both knees. Inhale, lift the chest forward. Tilt a little more weight forward. Keep the right knee bent. Exhale, straighten the left leg and lean to the outside of it. Reaching the arms forward. Softening the jaw. Come back to center, both knees bent, and then press your fingertips either on the ground or your shins. As you inhale, lengthen forward, firming in the belly, half forward fold. Exhale, forward fold. Press to your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms forward as you rise. Find a gentle back bend of coiling your chest up. Exhale, slowly join your hands from your crown to your heart center. Let's step up to the top of the mat, beginning sun salutation, C. Inhale, sweep your arms overhead and drop your shoulders back. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your fingertips on the ground. Inhale, step the left knee back, kneeling lunge, look up. Hold your breath as you step to plank. Exhale, lower your knees, then your chest, then your chin, Ashtangasana. Inhale, slide your belly forward into cobra, drawing the shoulders back. Exhale, tuck your toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your left foot forward beside your left thumb, lower your right knee and gaze up. Exhale, step your right foot forward and bow. Inhale, sweep your arms overhead, roll the shoulders back, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to the heart, Padasana. Once more, side two. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Plant the fingertips down. Inhale, step the right knee back, Anjaneyasana, look up. Holding your breath, step into plank. Exhale, Ashtangasana, lower knees, chest, then chin. Hug the elbows to the ribs. Inhale, Cobra, glide forward, coil the chest up. Exhale, Downward Dog. Inhale, step the right foot forward beside your right thumb. Lower your left knee, gaze up. Exhale, step the left foot forward and bow. Inhale, sweep the arms and rise, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, join the hands, Padasana. Let's move into sun salutation A. You might choose to bring the feet together. Inhale, sweep the arms, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Press down with your hands and inhale, lengthen your spine forward to Ardha Uttanasana. Step to plank pose, then exhale, glide forward. Keep lifting the belly, bend the elbows 90 degrees to hug the side ribs, Chaturanga Dandasana. Then inhale to Cobra or Upward Facing Dog. Exhale to Downward Facing Dog. This time, cultivate stillness in your body. Steady your gaze for 3 deep breaths. After your third exhalation, walk or lightly jump to the front of your mat. Press with the hands. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Padasana. Let's take that one more time. Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Step to plank, or if you'll jump, float to Chaturanga. Exhale, then inhale, Cobra, or upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Pause for 3 breaths. Now remind yourself of what your affirmation or mantra was. I am. How are you practicing embodying the meaning of that word, that feeling tone? Empty the breath and walk or float to the top. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to the heart. From here, take your 2 blocks and place them on their tallest height, about a foot in front of your feet, shoulders width apart. With your feet together touching, bend your elbows apart, like a cactus shape, draw the shoulders down, and then cross your right elbow over the left. Eagle arms. Either press the backs of the hands against each other or wrap your forearms and palms, then keep sliding your shoulder blades down the back while you lift your elbows to the height of your shoulders and gently press your forearms forward. Your shoulders are in flexion here. As you keep stretching the tailbone down right between your heels, hug in the belly, soften in the bottom front ribs, and then lift your chest and begin to draw the shoulder heads back, gently pressing the forearms towards the sky. 2 more breaths. Drawing the shoulders down away from the neck, tilting your heart up, relax the eyes. As you lift the spine more vertically again, bend your knees into chair pose. Steady your gaze on one spot ahead. Shift your weight onto your right foot and turn out your left leg. Flex the left foot and wrap the left leg as much as you can over the right, sitting even lower. If you're able to tuck your left toes behind your right calf, then draw your left hip towards the back wall so that you can restack elbows and knees down the midline of your body. Sitting lower can help you feel more balance. Garudasana. Great posture for practicing focus. Eagle pose. 3 more breaths. Now join your hands together at your heart. Rise up to stand on your right foot and bend the left knee in front of you. Flex the left foot and draw your left sitting bone downward towards your inner right heel so as to level the height of your 2 hips. Draw the navel in, lift it towards the heart, steady the breath. Now begin to press the instep of your left flexed foot towards your rear wall. Bend the right knee and lengthen the torso towards the front wall. Coming into a version of Warrior 3, plant your fingertips on your blocks and focus on creating the feeling of plank pose. Lift the sides of the belly, draw the right outer hip back, flex the left foot and engage the muscles in your lifted leg. Turning the left outer hip down, draw your chest through your upper arms, lengthening your neck as you spiral the triceps towards the rear wall, spread the shoulder blades down the back. 2 more breaths in this supported version of Virabhadrasana 3. Slowly bend the right knee and softly as you can, step back to Warrior 2. Landing the left foot at the rear of your mat as you cartwheel the arms open. Align your right heel to intersect the arch of your left foot. Then let's prepare for extended triangle. Straighten your right leg, glide your pelvis sideways towards your rear wall, and lengthen your torso towards the front wall. Place the right hand down on your right leg or to the right of it on a block of the floor. As you raise the left arm, spiral the tricep, the outer upper arm, towards your left wall. Then reach the left arm overhead. This is extended triangle. Draw the shoulder blades down your back ribs. Keep wrapping the right outer hip under and spin your chest slightly to face the sky while you hug in your bottom front ribs. Optional to raise the right arm parallel to the left, adding a little more core strengthening. If you do, put a little bend in your right knee. Keep tacking the right hip crease back. 3 more breaths. Utthita Trikonasana. Inhale back to Warrior 2. Exhale your hands to the floor, Vinyasa or Cat-Cow. Take it on your own. Downward facing, bend the knees, look forward, and empty the breath. Then walk or float to the front of your mat. Feet touching, inhale, rise to Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, cactus, bend the elbows apart. Cross the left elbow over the right for eagle arms of your choice. Draw your shoulder blades down, lift your elbows to the height of your shoulders, and gently press your forearms away from your face. Now, draw the tailbone actively towards right between your heels. Lift the chest and begin to tilt it up towards the sky. Bit of a back bend. Keep lengthening the neck as well. Keep hugging in the bottom front ribs. 2 more breaths. So you might notice that a lot of these active yoga poses are counter forces pushing and pulling each other to create balance. So as you're lifting the chest, you're also hugging in the bottom front ribs. Now lift your spine vertically and bend the knees in chair. Steady your gaze and shift your weight onto your left foot. Turn out your right thigh, and as you flex the right foot, wrap the right leg as much as you can over the left. If you're tucking the toes behind the calf, tack the right outer hip back and restack elbows and knees down your midline. Sitting lower can help you feel more balanced. Tune into your breath and bring back your personal mantra. How are you experimenting with embodying it? Slowly rise up, join your hands in prayer, and flex the right foot in front of you as you level the height of your 2 hips by drawing the right sitting bone down towards your inner left heel. Then draw in the navel, lift it up. Steady the breath and begin to press the instep of your right flex foot towards your rear wall. Bend the left knee and lengthen your torso towards your front wall. Keep your hips squared and lower your fingertips on your blocks, right under the shoulders. Warrior 3 variation. Now focus on creating a long, powerful line of energy down the midline of your body here. Spiral the inseam of your right leg slightly towards the sky. Tack your left outer hip crease back. Firmly press through your right foot as you reach your torso forward, drawing the shoulders down the back. Lift the sides of the belly. Last few breaths in this version of Virabhadrasana 3. Bending your left knee softly as you can, step into Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Align your left heel to intersect the arch of your right foot. Then straighten your left leg and draw your hips towards your rear wall, lengthen your torso towards the front. Lower your left hand on your left leg or just to the left of it, maybe on a block. As you raise the right arm, spin your outer upper arm to face the right wall, then raise the right arm overhead. Utthita Trikonasana. Draw the shoulders down your back. Wrap the right outer hip under you. and turn your chest towards the sky. Now, if you raise the bottom arm on the first side of this pose, microbend the left knee and raise the left arm parallel to the right. 3 more breaths. Land your gaze on one point and focus on your mantra here. Inhale back to warrior 2. Exhale your hands to plank pose, optional. One last vinyasa. Come on into child's pose for a few deep breaths. We're not quite done with the vinyasa part of the practice. Just tune into 3 breaths as you rebalance and lengthen them. Place the bent elbows on the floor, shoulders width apart if you can, and press your fingertips into each other as you rotate your triceps towards the floor and draw the shoulders further back away from your neck. One more deep breath. Then inhale to rise up, standing on your shins or sitting on your shins. Let's prepare for dolphin pose with the option to come into Shirshasana, supported headstand, only if you have no injuries in your neck and your body feels like it's ready for that. So we'll take it through the steps. Start by extending your arms forward, palms face down. Spin your triceps towards the ground, spread the shoulder blades apart, and depress them. And then bend your elbows, interlace your fingers. Now, if you will practice headstand, find the very tip top of your head, your crown, and that's what you want to make contact on the floor with to maintain the fullest length through all the sides of your neck. You don't ever want to feel like you're compressing your neck in the pose. You're actually using your forearms to push the floor away so that you're lifting the shoulders away from the neck and creating more space in the neck. So let's bring this triangle base, more of an equilateral triangle, onto the floor where your elbows are exactly your shoulders width apart. Press down firmly with your outer wrists, forearms, and elbows to lift your weight off the floor. Remember those equal opposite forces? Root down to rise up. Now, if you'll come into dolphin, no bearing weight in the head, you can look forward and just drop the head, hang free, and then you'll tuck the toes, lift the hips from here. If you'll come into headstand, bring that very tip top of the head to the ground so the back of your skull is lightly supported by the inner webbing of your palms. Again, use your forearms to press the floor and lift the shoulders up. When you're ready, tuck the toes and begin to walk your toes forward. Chest presses back towards the shins. And then notice what you feel ready for. Maybe you raise one leg, keep the hips squared like warrior 3, flex the lifted foot so the whole lifted leg feels solidly strong. And then through that lifted leg, you might begin to bend the bottom knee towards the chest and extend it up too. Or switch legs, one leg at a time. Avoid kicking up into headstand, unlike you would for maybe handstand. So in your inversion, count 5 to 10 breaths, and then keep your head low to the ground when you decide to lower into child's pose. We'll meet there. When you arrive in child's pose, place your arms any way that feels soothing and relaxing. You might even drape them down by your legs. You could stretch your neck by leaning one ear onto the floor for a few breaths, and then leaning the opposite ear into the floor. Notice the quality of your breathing now. Sense the way your body feels. Extend your arms forward and slither all the way down into Sphinx pose. Lying on your belly with your legs straight back, lifting your chest as you plant your elbows on the ground right under your shoulders. Slide your knees as close together as you comfortably can and broaden your chest, drawing the shoulder heads back. Just gently move your head to stretch out the neck. You might shake your head no. You might nod your head yes, semicircles. Soften your tongue here, maybe flutter the lips, or take a few releasing lion's breaths. In through the nose, wide mouth, exhale with any sound. Cross your left forearm in front of your chest on the ground. Bend your right knee and backstroke your right arm. Take hold of the big toe side of your right ankle or foot, not the pinky toe side, so that you can open the front of your right shoulder. Make sure that your knees are no wider apart than your hips distance. This stabilizes the lower back. Press down through both of your frontal hip bones. And for a few breaths, bring your right heel slightly to the outside of your right hip while completely turning your chest to face forward and relaxing the shoulders. So we're stretching into the right quadricep, the front muscle of the thigh, and you might feel it in your hip flexor as well above it, and definitely the front of your right shoulder. Relax the eyebrows here, smoothen the forehead. Tune into about 4 more slow breaths. Option to spin the right hand at the wrist, going a little deeper into the quad stretch. Fingertips facing forward. Release the right leg, come back to Sphinx pose, sliding the knees close together again. And inhale wide across the chest, peel the shoulder heads back. Now cross the right forearm in front of your chest, bend your left knee. Backstroke your left arm and catch the big toe side of the ankle or foot. With your knees no wider apart than your hips distance, ground your 2 frontal hip bones. Turn your chest completely face forward. And gently bring your left heel towards just slightly outside of the left hip. Can you still hear the sound of your breathing? Keeping that gentle whisper at the back of your throat. Maybe spin the left hand at the wrist, fingertips pointing at the front. 4 more breaths. Now, as you release the left leg straight, place a block or pillow just to the right side of your skull, and we'll bring the shoulders into a further extension, counterbalancing our headstand or dolphin pose. Slide your right arm straight out to the right with a palm resting face down in line with your right shoulder. Plant your left hand on the floor beside your left shoulder and begin to press the ground away from it, or away with it, so that you're rolling over towards your right outer hip and resting your right ear onto your pillow or block. Take a moment to pause and walk the right shoulder blade further down the back, opening up space in the right side of your neck. And then just feel out how much your body wants you to lean back into that inner right shoulder. If you're needing to go deeper, step the left foot behind you. You might explore wrapping the left arm behind you. If all of that feels delicious and you want some more, you can also step the right foot on the ground. Let's stay for at least 7 more full breaths. As you're ready, begin to unravel onto your stomach. Place the pillow perhaps under your forehead and just rest face down for a few breaths. Just notice how that right inner shoulder and anything else in your body feels right now. Then set the right hand on the floor beside your right shoulder. Slide your left arm out to the left. Place the blocker pillow just to the left side of your skull. Press the floor away slowly with the right hand and begin rolling over towards your left outer hip, resting the left ear on your prop. Slide your left shoulder blade further down the back and tune in to how your body is communicating what it needs here, which might be different than the first side. If you're needing to go further, you might step the right foot behind you. You might wrap the right arm behind you. You might bend the left knee as well. About 7 more full breaths here. When you're ready, slowly begin to roll onto your stomach. And once again, rest your forehead down, maybe on your pillow or block. And just let your body unwind from that as you're noticing any sensations shifting. And begin to press up to tabletop, hands and knees. Slide your legs out in front of you. Let's prepare for a seated spinal twist. Extending your left leg forward, step your right foot on the ground, either in front of your right hip or crossed outside of your left knee. You might also bend your left knee, just as long as you're able to root your 2 sitting bones evenly down and sit tall. Backstroke your right arm and place the hand just behind your pelvis. Press your right foot into the ground, your pelvis down, and lift up from the bottom of your spine as you breathe in. Raise the left arm too. Keep the pelvis still, and as you exhale, rotate your rib cage to face the right. Lower your left arm to hold your right leg. Or hook the left elbow outside of the right thigh. As you press the hips down, breathe in, imagine the breath rising from the bottom of your spine up to your crown. Keep relaxing the shoulders, and exhale, allow your ribcage to turn little by little with each breath for about 7 more breaths. If you're turning your head to one direction, try the second half of our time here, turning your head in the opposite direction. One more slow breath here. As you unwind on an exhale, let's come into either cross-legged or double pigeon. So bring your right calf and place it either in front of or on top of your left calf. Now, if you find that your right thigh isn't comfortably lifting, you could use any of your props underneath that thigh like this, or you could sit on a folded blanket, elevate the pelvis to help the knees drop open more easily. If your body feels okay with stacking your ankles and knees, then you're in double pigeon pose. So make sure you stabilize your knees there by flexing your feet. pressing the big toe mounds out to the side walls. Then firm down to your sitting bones again and lift the spine. Inhale. Relax the shoulders, and if it's available, begin to hinge forward, breath by breath from your hips. You could also choose to create a tower out of your blocks to rest your forehead on, like this. This time I'm going to watch the clock for another minute and a half. So sense the breath coming and going. And to help you concentrate, you might mentally chant your mantra. I am your positive affirmation. And remember, with any mantra or affirmation, it's not so much the words, it's the feeling that you are evoking. Last 30 seconds here. Plant your hands on the ground and slowly begin lifting the chest and all of your torso. Stretch your legs forward and you might roll out your feet, shake out your legs. Deep breath in. Exhale, clear it out. Let's prepare for the spinal twist. If you can, set up the same way as you did on the first side. Step the left foot on the ground in front of the hip or crossed outside of your right knee. Maybe bend the right knee too. Backstroke your left arm, land the hand behind your pelvis. As you press down to your left foot and your two sitting bones, inhale, lift your spine and raise your right arm. Keep the pelvis still. Exhale, begin twisting to the left. Hold on to your left leg with your right arm or hook the elbow outside of it, grounding and lengthening the spine up as you breathe in. Twisting a little more as you breathe out. For about 7 more deep breaths. And once again, if you're turning your head in one direction, try half of the time here, turning the head in the opposite direction. One more deep breath. As you exhale, unwind your spine, and let's cross the left calf forward or on top of the right. Again, if the left thigh here is lifting uncomfortably, you could place any of your props under it or elevate your pelvis. If your ankles and knees are stacking, make sure you're flexing your feet in a way that you can't see the soles of your feet from where you are. You're pressing the big toe mounds out to the side. Ground your sitting bones and breathe in as you lengthen up through the spine. Stay here or begin to fold as you breathe out, little by little, maybe stacking blocks to catch your forehead. And once again, we're going to be here for a minute and a half. Notice where the mind goes when the body becomes more still. Begin to press your hands into the floor, slowly lifting your heart center. Rise up and stretch your legs out in front of you. Give them any kind of movement you might need. From here, take your block. You might want a second block off to the side and come on down to your back. Step your feet on the ground and lift your pelvis to slide the block wide across your sacrum. That's underneath the flat part of your lower back. Notice how stable this feels. Make any adjustments so it does feel stable enough to raise your legs up. If you want to make this lift a little higher, you could stack your second block on top. Just helping to boost circulation, digestion, and the parasympathetic nervous system. Relaxation response. You might rest your palms face down on your belly, and let's focus on breathing into the belly here. So that as you inhale, you gently feel the belly rise and expand into your hands. And as you exhale, you feel the belly soften downward towards the spine. Inhale, the belly expands. Exhale, the belly softens. Now you might add to that, lengthening the out breaths slightly longer than the in breaths. Inhaling for 5 counts. Exhaling for 7 counts. Another way to promote relaxation. We'll be here for 2 more minutes. One more long breath here. Deep exhalation. And step 1 foot at a time onto the ground. Pause there for a couple of breaths. Remove the props from underneath your body. Then draw your bent knees together into your chest, rocking side to side to massage your lower back. Happy baby. Splay your thighs apart, catch your outer feet, and ground your pelvis, head and shoulders. Couple last deep breaths in through the nose, fill up the side ribs. Open your mouth wide, stick out your tongue, and let any sound out. One more Simasana Pranayama. Inhale deeply. Let it go. Draw your bent knees together and gently rock forward to sit. Find a comfortable way to sit for pranayama practice to help us tune inward, calm our energy down a bit more into a deeper state of relaxation, preparing for meditation. So let's begin the practice of Nodi Shodhana Pranayama, which means alternate nostril breathing. Sitting tall and relaxed, rest your left hand on your lap. You might bring the thumb and first finger to touch. Yan Mudra, turning the palm face up, promotes going inward more deeply. And the right hand, sticking out thumb, pinky, and ring finger. We'll continue to breathe with the lips closed, but focus on very soft, gentle, sustained breathing. Unlike Ujjayi breath, where you're creating a sound, this is a very quiet type of breathing. Using the right thumb, we'll close the right nostril. And using the ring and pinky, we'll close the left nostril. So alternate nostril breathing. Just change the music here to something a little easier to concentrate. And with that, we'll practice 3 cycles of this pranayama together and then 3 cycles on your own. As we're practicing, you might choose one focal point in your body to steady your inward gaze on. Ajna chakra, which is towards the center of the forehead, middle of the brain, is your intuitive energy center if you'd like to focus your gaze inward there. Or heart center, root center, crown center. Take your choice. And let's prepare to begin by emptying this breath. Hold it out. Right thumb, close right nostril. Inhale slowly through the left. Hold the breath. Close left. Exhale gently through right. Hold the breath. Inhale deeply through right. Hold it in. Close right. Exhale softly through left. Hold it out. Cycle 2. Inhale through left, filling up your belly, your side ribs, all the way up to your collarbones. Hold the breath. Close left. Exhale through right, releasing all out. Hold the breath. Inhale through right, filling up your whole torso. Hold. Close right. Exhale through left, slow release. Hold it out. Third cycle. Inhale through left. Hold. Close left. Exhale through right. Hold. Inhale through right. Hold. Hold. Close right. Exhale through left. Hold. Keep going for 3 more cycles on your own. Take your time, finishing at your pace. And when you do, breathing naturally, observe the effects of that pranayama. If you already have your eyes closed, you might keep them closed as you begin to lower your body to the floor, setting up in corpse pose. We stretch the legs out, let the feet flop apart, turn the palms up by your sides, slide the shoulders down the back. And let your whole body settle into stillness, letting go of all effort in the breath and body, resting your awareness deeper inward. Shavasana. Resting here a little longer with your eyes still closed. Bring your awareness back to your physical body. And notice how it is responding to your yoga practice. Start to move little by little, wiggling fingers, toes. Excuse me. Stretching your arms overhead, bending your knees, gently turn over onto your right side. As you rest your head there, observe a few cycles of breath. And notice what your energy feels like now. And press your hands into the ground and slowly lift your body up. Find a comfortable position in which you can feel alert, grounded, and easeful as we meditate for 10 minutes. So as Michelle Joy Devi pointed out in the beginning, we use these different tools to help us to focus, and we'll start with them. And then eventually we practice letting go of them as we go into a deeper state. But of course, each practice is unique, and there's no need to judge if it's a good practice or a bad practice. The fact that you're showing up to meditate is all that needs to be. So with that, letting go of any expectations, which is driven by the ego, just settle in, do the steps, and see what unfolds with a caring curiosity. So you might bring the hands into Gyan Mudra, thumb and index fingers touching, palms face up, and you might close the eyes. If not, steady a soft, gentle gaze at eye level on one spot. Begin by feeling your body again and noticing if there are any areas of even slight tension. Especially observe the parts of your body in which you may habitually contract. Between the eyebrows, the jaw, the glutes, hip flexors. And if you notice any tension, be kind to yourself, giving those parts of your body permission to let go, to release resistance. Even allow your scalp to relax. So that with each natural exhalation, your body easily falls deeper and deeper into a state of relaxation. Let this physical relaxation ripple into a state of openness as you now observe anything that happens in the mind. Any thoughts that may come and go. Sort of like you could watch those thoughts like a movie without having to react or reach for them or push them away. Let's practice witnessing the mind like this for the next 2 minutes. What did you notice about the mind in those past 2 minutes? Was there a pattern of thoughts, kinds of thoughts? Sense the way you're feeling emotionally right now. Is there a reaction to the thoughts? Again, no need to judge anything as good or bad. With any emotion coming up for you, sense any sensations in the body. Can you be with any emotion that arises? When you observe an emotion for long enough, you might notice the emotion begins to shift. Like thoughts, emotions are also impermanent. In the next 2 minutes, Sense the loving presence, that loving awareness that is you. Simply sense it. Sense what you're feeling now on these different layers of self: physical body, mind, energy, emotional state. And as you might bring your palms together at your heart, name something that you appreciate. And being in that state of appreciation, re-identify your intention for this practice today. You might even say your mantra that you created in the beginning out loud. Notice your relationship to those words now. And then remember to whom you dedicated this practice. In closing, let's join in 3 chants of Om. Inhaling. Bowing in. Gratitude to yourself for nurturing the self within you, your alignment to self, your alignment to the divine. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.